Kolkata Law College gang rape case hit headlines. Another shocking case of an alleged rape inside a campus has come to light once again from West Bengal. A student of the Indian Institute of Management in Calcutta was allegedly raped by a second-year student inside the boys' hostel. The incident, which reportedly occurred under the guise of counselling session, is now under intense police scrutiny. According to the police, the survivor alleges that she was lured to the hostel by the accused, offered food and drinks, and subsequently she lost consciousness only to awake inside the hostel room, assaulted and threatened. A mutual friend had accompanied her to the campus, but the accused insisted on a private conversation, ultimately leading to her being assaulted in a vacant room. The incident is eerily similar to the recent South Kolkata Law College case in which a student was gang raped on campus premises. Initial investigation into the IIM case has now revealed that the accused and the survivor first interacted with each other on social media. The police are now reviewing CCTV footage, questioning students and probing whether the accused has a history of similar misconduct. Meanwhile, the accused has now been taken to Alipur court. Authorities have also flagged a glaring breach of security protocol. The accused allegedly prevented the survivor from signing the mandatory visitors register while entering the hostel. No official statement has been made yet by IIM Calcutta.
It is totally a very notorious incident. The police has arrested the accused, but I've urged the police force to arrest all those who have given the triggering factor over here, because this is an open land. The proper security check is not there. Even Congress has come today to talk to the authorities. We are not being allowed. We are being forced to stand in the road in this sun. And the entire lapse has triggered to this incident. Somewhere in South Calcutta Law College we find gang rape. Now we are IIM Joka Premier Institute. People are studying from various places coming here. The safety and security is at totally stake. So we have to fight against these notorious activities, and those who are involved should get the punishment properly.
After Kosba Law College gang rape incident, now it's IIM Kolkata. Another rape incident has happened within the campus in the boys' hostel, where a girl has been raped by a second-year student, and the alleged rape incident happened yesterday evening. Now the prime accused, has been arrested by the Kolkata police. But again, there are several questions why this kind of incident happened. Currently, I am standing in front of the IIM Kolkata Joka campus, and you can see as the police has cordoned the gate and the main gate of the campus has been closed. Now the question is, when these kind of incidents happening, where the security? Are there any provisions of outsider can come inside, like the girl came inside and she was raped, as this it is being said that the girl was introduced to the boy via an Instagram profile and they got close to each other. Now the boy called her to the boys campus, boys hostel, and there she was raped. It is alleged by her that she was raped. The prime accused has been arrested, but yet again the security of campus is in the stake and is in question. You can see from a larger perspective that this is Indian Institute of Management, Kolkata, the Joka, famous Joka campus. That is one of the premier institute in Kolkata, is under question, and the security and the primary objective of this institute, where education is the main purpose, is under question. It is questioned repeatedly that why this kind of incidents are happening in Kolkata. Either let it be a law college, let it be a management institute, or let it be somewhere else. But if these kind of things are continuously happening, the state government has to take action and the institute has to take action.
Moving on now, in the shocking Radhika Yadav murder case, Gurugram police has now got 14-day judicial custody of the accused Deepak Yadav by a local court. 25-year-old state-level tennis player Radhika Yadav was shot dead by her own father, Deepak Yadav, inside their home in Gurugram in the morning of 10th of July. 4 bullets were recovered from Radhika Yadav's body during the post-mortem, 3 from her back and 1 from her shoulder. Deepak Yadav has now been sent to custody Details of the remand papers have also been accessed by News9. The cartridges, however, are yet to be recovered. The police believe that they are buried in a plot in Rewari. The DVR from CCTV installed on the first floor of their home has also been recovered. Police say that the murder took place at 10:30 in the morning on 10th of July when 5 rounds were fired from Deepak's licensed .32 bore revolver that killed Radhika on spot. Police were alerted nearly 2 hours later. It is thought that father hid the cartridges in a plot in a land in Rewari in this 2-hour gap. All right, on your screens, the police timeline of the event. The murder took place at approximately 10:30 in the morning on 10th of July. 4 bullets were fired from a licensed revolver belonging to the father. Hospital was alerted nearly 2 hours later, during which time the father supposedly hid the munition in these 2 hours. The police later arrested Radhika's father, Deepak Yadav. He was remanded to 1-day custody earlier, has now been sent to 14-day judicial custody.
बातचीत करने के लिए हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं राधिका के कोच अंकित पटेल जी। सीधे बातचीत करते हैं। अंकित जी, राधिका के बारे में जानना चाहूँगा, कब आपके पास उसने कोचिंग ली, कब तक यहाँ पर वह लगातार आपसे कोचिंग लेती रही और कब से उसे आप जानते हैं?
देखिए, कोचिंग तो उसने ज़्यादा टाइम ऐसे ली नहीं, 3-4 महीने ऐसे यहाँ पे आके खेलती थी कोर्ट बुक करके। और जानता तो वैसे मैं उसको काफ़ी टाइम से हूँ, वो 10-11-12 साल के आसपास से जब खेलती थी। हमारे यहाँ से भी प्लेयर्स आते थे, मेरे प्लेयर्स खेलने के लिए टूर्नामेंट्स में, तो उसके पापा और वो मिलते थे, उसके अगेंस्ट भी मैचेस खेले हैं उसने। तो दैट्स हाउ आई गेट टू नो कि वो ऐसे करके उसके पापा के साथ। और हमेशा मैंने देखा है उसके पापा को उसके साथ जाते हुए, कभी ऐसे अकेले कहीं नहीं देखा। हमेशा से पापा उसको लेके जाते थे, उसको टेक केयर करते थे। ना तो उनका कोई नेचर ऐसा दिखता था ऑन कोर्ट में कि वो कुछ ऐसा ऑफेंसिव है या कुछ है, बट यू नेवर नो ऑफ कोर्ट क्या था, कैसे सिचुएशन थी। बट ऑन कोर्ट मुझे तो कभी ऐसा दिखा नहीं था।
कौन से साल में आपके पास कोचिंग के लिए राधिका आई थी?
ये कोविड के जस्ट बाद की बात है, 2020 में जब लॉकडाउन खुला ही था, तो उसमें थोड़ा टाइम के लिए कोचिंग कोर्ट बुक करके हिटिंग के लिए यहाँ पे कोचेस के और भी कोचेस के साथ ऐसे खेलने के लिए आई थी, क्योंकि सारी जगह ओपन नहीं हुई थी।
किस तरह की खिलाड़ी थी राधिका?
खिलाड़ी बहुत अच्छी थी, मेहनती थी, टेनिस प्लेयर बनना चाहती थी और अच्छे लेवल पे भी थी। स्पेशली जूनियर्स में 14, 16, 18 में टॉप 20, टॉप 10 में रह चुकी है इंडिया में। और ITF भी उसने खेला, इंटरनेशनल भी उसने खेला हुआ है। और अभी तो 1-2 साल पहले तक वो रेगुलरली वुमेंस भी खेलती थी। थोड़े टाइम पहले ही उसने टेनिस छोड़ा था।
कितने घंटे यहाँ पे कोचिंग करती थी आपके पास?
2 घंटे के अराउंड आती थी। और थोड़े टाइम के लिए थी, 2 घंटे के आती थी ऐसे।
साथ में कौन आता था राधिका को छोड़ने के लिए?
जैसे कि मैंने बोला कि मैंने हमेशा उसके पापा को ही देखा है, उसके साथ मैंने कभी आज तक ना तो टूर्नामेंट में ना तो कहीं और, जैसे कि मैं खिलाने बसंत कुंज गया हो या कहीं भी जाऊँ, जब भी ऐसे मुलाकात हुई और टेनिस खेल रहे हैं तो पापा के साथ ही थी। और कभी ऐसे अकेले मैंने उसको नहीं देखा। यहाँ पे भी हमेशा पापा के साथ आती थी। हाँ, पापा कोई अंदर यहाँ पे अंदर नहीं आते थे, बट वो बाहर बैठ के देखते रहते थे इस टाइप से।
कभी आपकी बातचीत हुई राधिका के पिताजी से?
हाँ, होती थी नॉर्मली कि कैसा चल रहा है, क्या इस टाइप से इन जनरल बातें जो होती थी। तो उनके बिहेवियर से तो कभी ऐसा नहीं लगता था कि वो परफॉर्म नहीं कर रही है, तो कुछ उनको ऐसा कोई थोड़ा दुख है या कुछ एक्सट्रीम वाले कोई चीज़ ऐसी नहीं रहती थी। बट हाँ, सब कोई चाहते हैं कि हमारा बच्चा अच्छा करे, वो एक थोड़ा सा वो रहता है। बट कोई एक्सट्रीम वाली चीज़ मैंने तो नोटिस नहीं करी, यहाँ तो शायद मेरे सामने उन्होंने कभी नहीं करी।
Moving on now, the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau report is out and it points to an unsettling picture of what went wrong with the Air India flight from Ahmedabad to London on 12th of June. The 15-page preliminary report of the AAIB on the Air India crash indicates that both engines lost thrust due to fuel supply being cut off, likely through the fuel control switches. The pilots then attempted to restore the engine power, successfully relighting one engine but not the other just in time to prevent the crash. Now, just seconds after takeoff, both the fuel control switches abruptly moved to the cutoff position, starving the engines of fuel and triggering a total power loss. Now, switching to cutoff is a move typically done only after landing. The pilots then attempted to restart the engines. One engine was successfully relit and was in the process of regaining thrust at the time of the crash. The second engine was also relit, but it did not have enough time to spool up to the necessary thrust level before the aircraft went down. The cockpit voice recording captures one pilot asking the other why he did cut off the fuel supply, to which the other replies that he did not. The recording doesn't clarify who said that and who said what, but at the time of the takeoff, the co-pilot was flying the aircraft while the captain was monitoring. The report offers the first official insight into what transpired on the fateful day, examining the sequence of events and the engine behavior leading up to the accident involving the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Now, let's quickly take you through the key takeaways from the 15-page AAIB report. To begin with, both engines shut down mid-air within seconds after taking off, as the fuel control switched moved from run to cut off one after the other. The report reveals that the fuel supply to the engine was cut off immediately. The cockpit audio further confirms one pilot asking the other, "Why did you cut off?" The other says, "I did not." So who did cut off? That's the question that needs answering. And when the engine lost power, the ram air turbine, a small propeller-like device, was automatically deployed to provide emergency hydraulic power. The CCTV footage obtained by AAIB showed RAT being deployed. So if the RAT was deployed, why did the plane go down? The pilots tried to restart the engine. Engine 1 was partially recovered, but engine 2 failed to recover before the impact. The aircraft was airborne for only 32 seconds and crashed within the 0.9 nm of a runway into a hostel. Thrust levers found at idle, but the black box shows takeoff thrust was still engaged, suggesting a disconnect or failure. Fuel tested clean and there was no contamination from refueling sources. Flap degree, which is 5 degrees, and gear down were normal for takeoff. No bird activity or weather issues were reported. It was a clear sky, good visibility and light winds. The AAIB report said that credentials of the pilots were clear and both were medically fit. They were rested with adequate experience on the flying type. No immediate sabotage evidence, but a known FAA advisory on a possible fuel switch flaw existed. Inspections were not done by the Air India. The aircraft was within the weight and balance limits. No dangerous goods were on board. Meanwhile, the Airline Pilots Association of India has strongly criticized the preliminary probe report. President of the association, Sam Thomas, accused the investigators of presuming pilot guilt and expressed concern over lack of transparency, saying that the report was shared with the media but not with the pilots' families. On 12th of June, remember, AI-171 flight took off from Ahmedabad airport for London's Gatwick, but the aircraft Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner crashed a few seconds later after taking off, killing all but one passenger on board.
It was a very challenging task. In fact, for the first time, safely securing the black box and trying to decode the data and everything being done in India itself in the lab in Delhi for AIB first of its kind. So I'd like to appreciate all the efforts they have put in to do a very transparent, very mature, professional way the investigation has been done, and also all the international protocols have also been respected and followed. And regarding the report, this is a preliminary report right now, and from the ministry we are analyzing the report, but I think it would be better if we can comment on it once the final report comes in. So we are coordinating with AIB also. Whatever support or resources they need, we'll be providing to them. But AIB will be the primary investigating agency into this, and we are hoping that as soon as possible the final report also comes in so that we can arrive at some conclusions.
इसमें जो तथ्य आए हैं, जो फ्यूल कंट्रोल स्विच है, क्रैश के बाद जो AIB ने पता लगाया है और देखा है, दोनों फ्यूल स्विच ऑन पोजीशन में थे, यानी कि अपनी जगह पर थे जहां उन्हें होना चाहिए विमान चलाने के लिए। लेकिन कुछ तथ्य उसके प्रारंभिक तौर पर हैं जो इस बात को इंडिकेट करता है कि पायलट ने अपने इंजन के पावर को कम होते हुए देखा है। मैं फिर से दोहरा दूंगा कि पायलट उड़ान भरने के समय कप्तानों ने इंजन की पावर को कम होते हुए देखा है, और रिपोर्ट में इसे फ्यूल से इसे तेल से जोड़ा गया है जो इंजन स्टार्ट करने में होता है। जब ऐसी कोई परिस्थिति होती है तो दो संभावनाएं, ऐसा लगता है कि दोनों इंजन फ्लेम आउट हो गए।
Shifting focus now to former Chief Justices of India, Justice J.Y. Hekhar and Justice D.Y. Chandrachud appeared before a joint parliamentary committee on One Nation, One Election bill on Friday. Both justices participated in a detailed 5-hour discussion examining the bill clause by clause. They reportedly told the panel that the bill does not violate the basic structure of the Constitution. However, they flagged concerns about the bill in its current form, specifically the sweeping power proposed to the Election Commission of India. The talks also explored broader themes like constitutional morality, legal consistency and political implication. Justice Chandrachud told the panel that asynchronous or non-simultaneous elections were not an essential condition for free and fair polls. In fact, he noted that the original design of the Constitution in the early years of the Republic was to hold simultaneous elections. Now, Justice Chandrachud also said that simultaneous elections could even elevate regional issues to national stage, citing the language issue as a potential example. Justice Khehar reportedly raised concerns over the section 82A5 of the bill, which grants the Election Commission wide discretion in deciding when to hold elections for a legislative assembly. He suggested that Parliament or Union Cabinet should have a say in this decision. In a surprising turn of events, Chief Justice of India B.R. Gavai said that legal system needs fixing. While delivering convocation address at Nalsar University in Hyderabad, CJI took to stage saying that legal system is in a bad need of fixing. However, he went on to motivate the students, adding that he remained cautiously optimistic that citizens of the nation will rise to the challenges. Take a look.
Our legal system are facing unique challenges. Delays in trials can sometimes go for decades. We have seen cases where someone has been found innocent. After spending years in jail as an under trial, our best talent can help us resolve the problems that we are facing. To borrow the words of J.S. Rakoff, a senior federal district judge in the United States, from his book, Why the Innocent Plead Guilty and the Guilty Go Free, and other paradoxes of a broken legal system. Even though I conclude that our legal system is in bad need of fixing, I remain cautiously optimistic that my fellow citizens will rise to the challenges.
The CJI further recommended ways to better the legal system, with beginning to build nurturing academic environment, offering transparent and merit-based opportunities, and more importantly, restoring dignity and purpose to legal research and training in India. Showing hope in India's youngsters, he said that our best talent can help us resolve the problems that we are facing. A dialogue session on the concept of One Nation, One Election was also held in IISc campus in Malleshwaram in Bengaluru. The event witnessed participation from key political figures, including former Tamil Nadu BJP President K. Annamalai and former Karnataka BJP Vice President Tejashwi Ananth Kumar. Now, during the discussion, Annamalai made some noteworthy remarks. Annamalai emphasized that the 2029 Lok Sabha elections would be based on the new census data, and by then the number of seats for Bengaluru will be higher. Take a look.
So 2025 to 2029 is a very important phase in our country where all the three things are going to happen. One nation, one election. Bill is going to come. 1/3 reservation is going to come. Delimitation based on which new constitution. It's very clear. Very clear. The constitution is very clear. After you announce a census, the next parliament election that happens should be based on census. So it's very clear, 2029 parliament election will be based on census, and Bangalore will have more than 3 MPs is very clear. That's clear.
And Chief Minister of Andhra N. Chandrababu Naidu has emphasized on the need for population management rather than population control. He said that the growth will come handy to realize the goals of Viksit Bharat by 2047. Pointing out how nations need population, he said that population is not a burden but our greatest asset. Now, Chandrababu Naidu also pointed out that nearly 20 years ago his government had incentivized family planning, but now he says it's time to amend the law that disqualifies those who have more than 2 children from contesting elections. He noted that joint families were once common but are now disappearing, and cautioned that there may come a time when the southern states could see lower representation despite an increase in number of seats. All right, there you have it on your screens. The tweet that was put out by N. Chandrababu Naidu, Chief Minister of Andhra, on the matter of population management. He says that it's time to look at population management as opposed to population control, for there will come a time when the representation of southern states by the virtue of its population will further go down, and it's time to refocus on how to ensure that those who have more than 2 kids are not disincentivized. And the President of United States, Donald Trump, visited Texas' flood-ravaged Hill County on Friday, where over 120 people, including many kids, were killed in catastrophic flash floods on 4th of July. Touring the Kerr County, the worst-hit area, Trump praised the efforts of Texas Governor Greg Abbott and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem.
The search for the missing continues. The people that are doing it are unbelievable people. That you couldn't get better people than this anywhere, Kristi, right? Anywhere in the world, you couldn't get better people. And they're doing the job like I don't think anybody else could, frankly. And I want to thank them. I want to thank all of these great first responders who raced into very grave danger. We have some people that were incredible. The single Coast Guard rescue crew saved an incredible 169 children at Camp Mystic, 169. We're also taking historic action to ensure that such a nightmare never happens again. So we've deployed over 400 first responders and assisted or enabled more than 1,500 rescues. Amazing, 1,500. Customs and Border Protection and the U.S. Coast Guard have deployed numerous search and rescue crews, and they're all over the territory.
Meanwhile, search operations are still continuing for dozens who are missing as the state legislature prepares to launch an investigation and provide relief. This remains the deadliest disaster yet during Trump's presidency, and questions over preparedness and accountability are unlikely to go away. Torrential monsoons also hit Lahore, killing 5 people according to the latest reports and injuring as many as 40. Roads and low-lying areas were submerged within a few hours. The Pakistan Meteorological Department has forecasted heavy rain across the country from 13th to 17th of July. Urban flooding, landslides and rising river levels are likely. The National Emergency Operations Centre has warned that rising temperatures in the north are speeding up glacial melt, increasing river flows and the threat of flooding. Flash floods have been forecasted for Muri, Swat, Rawalpindi and Balochistan. This monsoon season has claimed about 36 lives, injuring 96 people, damaging 42 homes across Punjab region. Now, most deaths were due to roof collapses. Authorities have urged people to avoid unsafe structures. And moving now to North Korea, that will remain under the grip of relentless heat throughout the weekend, with temperatures forecasted to reach record highs. However, a shift in pressure systems early next week could bring monsoon rains and some relief from the heat. Heat wave warnings and advisories were in effect across most of the country, excluding areas along the east coast. According to their official weather department, the extreme heat over the past 2 days is being fueled by heat dome effect. This phenomena occurs when 2 powerful high-pressure systems, the North Pacific high-pressure system and the Tibetan high-pressure system, blanket the Korean peninsula, trapping hot air over the country. The double high-pressure system is expected to break from Sunday onward, creating a pathway for tropical moisture to move into the peninsula. Due to this change in high-pressure systems, temperatures may slightly dip after the weekend. However, according to the local Meteorological Department, it is anticipating heat wave advisories and warning citizens to remain in effect as inflows of humid air will maintain high apparent temperatures. So warnings are being issued to Korean citizens to remain indoors as the tropical moisture moves into Korean peninsula from Sunday. Heavy rain events could also be triggered at the same time. By 16th of July, significant rainfall is expected to fall in the Greater Seoul region and the eastern parts of Gangwon province.